Good evening. You're watching the main news on HKIBC. I'm Raymond Yeung. Here are tonight's top stories. Chief Executive John Lee and lawmakers inspect robotics and logistics facilities on day 3 of their Greater Bay Area tour. Foreign nationals and diplomats evacuated from Sudan as war continues to fracture the country. And police in India arrest high-profile Sikh separatist Amritpal Singh, ending weeks of a massive manhunt. The chief executive and lawmakers continued their tour of the Greater Bay Area today. Some visited an air cargo processing facility in Dongguan, while others were in Foshan to see how robotics are applied in various industries. Macy Mock reports.
The group led by Chief Secretary Eric Chan paid a visit to Foshan, the 4th largest city in Guangdong province by population. They were received by Mayor Bai Tao and Yang Guoqiang, the founder of Country Garden. The tour included a robotic company owned by China's biggest property developer. Construction robots from Bright Dream Robotics have inspired lawmakers to tackle labor and housing shortages in Hong Kong. Elizabeth Quat says she has urged top officials to import the robots, saying they can help compress construction time and reduce accidents at work sites. Apart from construction, the robots can be deployed at restaurants. They could be a helpful addition as the SAR is facing a manpower shortage in the catering industry. On the other hand, Chief Executive John Lee and the other group of lawmakers were in Dongguan. They were given a tour of an air cargo clearance facility run by the Hong Kong Airport Authority. The complex, which began operation last week, is the first of its kind in the world. Mainland exports first arrive here for customs clearance and security screening before they are shipped to the restricted area at Chek Lap Kok and directly put on flights bound for overseas destinations. Next stop for the delegation was the headquarters of technology giant Huawei. They had to board a train to get around the sprawling campus spanning 127 hectares. Lee was accompanied by Dongguan Party Chief Xiao Yafei and Huawei's rotating chairman Guo Ping. Built in 2018 at a cost of 10 billion yuan, the campus is home to 30,000 employees, including the company's research and development team. Lawmaker Frankie An urged the SAR government to facilitate collaboration between Hong Kong's educational institutions and enterprises with their mainland counterparts. The lawmakers will wrap up their 4-day Greater Bay Area visit tomorrow at the provincial capital, Guangzhou. Maisie Mock, HKIBC.
The chief executive reiterated his mission of helping Hong Kong integrate into the Greater Bay Area development.
My takeaway of the visit today is both in Dongguan and also in Foshan, is that every city has a strength. And it is important that we look at ourselves to see how I can contribute my best to the overall good of the development of the GBA. Hong Kong has several advantages. We are a very international city, so we attract money, we attract investment, we attract talents from all over the world. We're good at basic research. And of course, the 9 mainland cities of GBA, they are very good at manufacturing. They are very complete production line.
Police are still processing an application to hold a Labor Day march next week, days after meeting the organizer and raising questions. Meanwhile, a charity walk in Sha Tin this afternoon drew thousands of participants. Here's Macy Mock again.
3 public processions were given the go-ahead by authorities today, including a fundraising walk at the Science Park organized by the Catholic Diocese. While police did not order participants to carry an identification tag, many wore stickers provided by the organizer. The diocese was told to arrange at least 350 marshals to ensure order and safety. They were easily recognized by the orange armbands and tags. Bishop Stephen Chow, who returned from a historic visit to Beijing, led a prayer on stage. He then sounded the horn at 3 p.m. to signal the start of the walk along the promenade. The diocese estimated around 4,000 people turned up for the event. A number of participants were seen putting on face masks. That could be a breach of a law banning face coverings in the public, although police never clarified under what circumstances will people be prosecuted. While public processions held by religious groups are usually given the green light, the fate of the Labor Day March next Monday remains up in the air. Joe Wong and Denny Cho, former members of the now-defunct Confederation of Trade Unions, revealed details of a meeting with police last Friday. The pair said officers raised concern regarding certain comments left on their social media page. One netizen wrote he will support the march from Britain, while another asked whether he has to bring any equipment, a possible reference to protest gear. Wong and Cho emphasized that the government must honor people's right to peaceful assembly. Police said it is still processing the application, and the organizers will be informed of the decision at least 48 hours in advance. Maisie Mock, HKIBC.
The Travel Industry Council estimated 600,000 mainland tourists to flock to Hong Kong during the Labor Day holiday. But Council Executive Director Raymond Yeung said that represents only 60% of pre-pandemic levels. Most of the arrivals will come on individual visas. That could be a relief for residents in To Kwa Wan, following complaints regarding an influx of mainland tour groups in the neighborhood. Yeung said travel agencies have been told to make proper dining arrangements and avoid overcrowding on the streets. Overseas, the violent power struggle in Sudan rages into its second week, with more than 400 people now killed. The evacuation of foreign nationals are underway amidst the battle between 2 opposing armies in the African country. Azam Khan reports.
Explosions and perpetual gunfire continue to rock Sudan's capital Khartoum as the conflict between rival factions enters a second week. Millions of civilians are trapped in their homes as neither the army nor its warring paramilitary group, Rapid Support Forces, have been able to uphold a truce. One man has died after a building was hit by falling shells in the Sudanese city of Omdurman. Idris Hassan, the victim's uncle, said his nephew was hit while he was in bed with shells that came through the house. He always liked to help others, and now he's gone, he added.
There is no electricity in the city, and right now it is 41 degrees centigrade in this summer. There is no water in households. Food is fast running out. Most of us are hibernating in our homes because of fear of, being caught up in crossfire or fear of looting or banditry.
More than 150 expatriates from various nations arrived safely in Saudi Arabia through the first evacuation of civilians from Sudan. They were greeted in Jeddah with chocolate and flowers. The Sudanese army said it was coordinating efforts to evacuate American, British, Chinese, and French nationals. The conflict has opened a dangerous new chapter in Sudan's history and has raised concerns the chaos could draw in militants from neighboring countries like Libya and Egypt. Azam Khan, HKIBC.
Prominent Sikh separatist leader Amritpal Singh has been arrested in India following a month-long manhunt. The fugitive preacher was located at a shrine in the city of Moga in Punjab state. The 30-year-old, who revived calls for an independent Sikh homeland as well as the secession of Punjab state, has been charged under the National Security Act. Singh shot to prominence after hundreds of his supporters stormed a local police station demanding the release of an aide. Thousands of climate change campaigners marked Earth Day with a protest outside the British Parliament.
Leaders need to lead, and they're lying about the types of actions that they can take to mitigate climate change. They're not doing enough, they're not stopping fossil fuels, and that's what we need to do.
Marching through London's Parliament Square, waving flags and banners, the demonstrators called on the government to cut down on fossil fuel usage and protect biodiversity. Environmental group Extinction Rebellion, which spearheaded the protest, promised less disruption and more inclusion in their approach. The group had drawn criticism in the past for employing bold tactics aimed at generating attention.
Extinction Rebellion hears a lot. We really support your aims, but we're not sure about the means. And we've listened to that, and we've decided that we need to change the way we do things so that everybody can be part of this movement.
I mean, no one here is being arrested, no one's sticking themselves to anything, no one's throwing any soup. I hope they haven't got any soup with them, to be quite honest with you. But, you know, we're asking people to step up at this time, to move one rung up of their comfort zone into activism.
On to the weather now. Cloudy with 1 or 2 showers tomorrow, with low visibility in some areas. Temperatures will range between 23 and 26 degrees. Similar conditions in the coming days. Now let's take a look at the weather around the world. That's our main news for Sunday night. Join us for more news at 11. I'm Raymond Yeung. Thanks for watching. Good night.